Afternoon. We're standing here at the corner of Edison and Juneau, where on last Saturday night we held an outdoor roll call where we promised a safe event. We delivered a safe event. I'm standing here with Mayor Tom Barrett, and I'm also standing here with Josh Janis, who's the Water Street Business Association president. Now, you've heard me talk about crime, fear, and disorder. We can control crime, we can solve crime. The data shows that. But the fear piece is tougher. And controlling fear becomes tougher when non-representative tapes of disorderly incidents are played endlessly as though they were representative of what happened in a largely uneventful night. There was a fist fight on Water Street on Saturday night. That does not qualify as news. What is news is that we had close to 25,000 people on Water Street Saturday night without any major incidents. This area was a budding downtown where, given the large number of entertainment events we hosted on Saturday night, more than 45,000 people were downtown in Milwaukee this Saturday. When you add the 10,000 people that were on either East North Avenue or Brady Street or the 3rd Ward, we had close to 60,000 people using downtown Milwaukee as a safe entertainment venue Saturday night. In all of District 1, which encompasses all of the areas I just mentioned, there were a total of nine disorderly conduct arrests. There were 6 fights reported in the entire downtown area. Citywide on Saturday night, there were a total of 28 battery complaints, 14 of which were domestic violence. Citywide, on Saturday night, we had about 622 calls for service, evenly divided between 911 calls and routine calls for service. Not an unusual night for a warm Saturday. Now, what was newsworthy was we had record-setting temperatures Saturday night. Over the last 100 years, the average temperature on St. Patrick's Day has been 43 degrees. As you well know, it was 72 degrees Saturday night, and the crowds reflected that reality. Now, there were a lot of people downtown Saturday night. That's good news that so many people want to use downtown Milwaukee as the entertainment venue of the metropolitan area. We hope that many more of them return for the Sweet 16 later this week. They're going to have a safe night, and the Milwaukee Police Department is going to see to it that they have a safe night. Milwaukee deserves better than to be inappropriately represented by one incident because it happened to be caught on tape. The data and the experiences of 65,000 people show that this was a safe environment last Saturday, and that deserves to be reported. Mayor Barrett.
Thank you very much, Chief Flynn, and I apologize for my voice. This is not from yelling during the basketball games or even yelling at my kids. I just have a winter cold. Here it is, summertime. But I want to echo what the chief said, that we had many people in downtown Milwaukee on Saturday night. They came down to have fun. 99.9% of them had fun. They had a good time. And we had a bad incident, a fist fight. Many times that happens. But this is a safe area, and we want people to continue to use these establishments because people did have a good time here. And it's important that we get the message across that if you are in downtown Milwaukee, you are going to have good place to have fun. The police were here. They responded quickly to the one incident that was caught on YouTube. But for most people, again, the vast majority of people, they had a good time. They enjoyed St. Patrick's Day. They enjoyed watching the basketball games. They enjoyed the record temperatures. And we want to make sure that they know that it's appropriate and safe, and we want them to come back to downtown Milwaukee to have the good time. We've got many great proprietors. Josh will speak on behalf of the proprietors. But again, we want people to understand that this is a safe downtown and this is a good place to come for fun. Josh?
Thank you. I'm going to try and make this brief because I'm not a professional at this like these two gentlemen are. I'm one of the owners of Red Rock Saloon in McGillicuddy's and the president of the Water Street Association. What I really want to say is I feel like they made the right decision. The problem by no means was any of the bars. The bars do a very good job, and we work together very hard to make sure that everybody feels comfortable in our establishments. We do a great job of policing our own establishment, and I mean, I was down here, a real long work day for me, and we had a great crowd up until we decided to close. You know, I really enjoy the fact that for the first time in my career, I can call the police and say, hey, you know, this is going on, and we get an incredible response. So,
All right.
Is there anything else you'd like me to speak upon?
That's great.
Right.
Just tell them what a great job I'm doing. You know, I think we want to make a very important point. We did ask the bars to voluntarily comply with closing the bars at 12:30. We did that because of the crowd situation. The fight actually happened at 12:40. But the point was, we had a very, very large crowd. And we wanted to make sure that that crowd did not create any issues on its own. It was remarkably and overwhelmingly orderly. But given the capacity of Water Street, we felt it was in everyone's best interest to close the alcohol providers down. And they all voluntarily complied. In fact, 2 of the bars had already taken steps to close on their own as they were at more than capacity. And it was a challenging night just in terms of managing the traffic and pedestrian flow. But it's important to stress that the violence you saw was highly contained and remarkable in its both brevity as well as the fact that it was unrepresentative. So if you've got some questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
So Chief, when you look forward to this possibly next year, what's going to happen, when you see the large crowd that was down here, something raised concerns among your officers about how many people were here, and that raised some concerns for them. So when you look forward, do you need to do something about large crowds and how to manage them so that maybe the bars can stay open and the people can still be here when you have the large crowds?
Well, we visited all of the bars that night. Every single bar was filled to its legal capacity, so that wasn't the issue. We had over 60 officers assigned just to North Water Street and over 100 officers working the entertainment venues of Milwaukee. We had sufficient officers there, and I think you saw even in that snippet that our officers were rapidly available in large numbers. The challenge just was what also the film shows is the street was packed. And you get to a certain point where there are just natural crowd issues having to do with crowd management, pedestrian safety, and vehicular safety that late at night when a large number of people have been drinking. As we continue to look forward, we'll continue to devise ways to usefully prepare for and effectively manage crowds. But I think it's important to note that the crowds were safely evacuated Saturday night. There were no major incidents involving negative crowd behavior. You know, it was properly policed. People want to come downtown. That's a good thing. That means the city is perceived as a safe, fun place to go downtown. And it was evacuated safely. And that, I think, is the big picture story that needs to be emphasized.
Chief Flynn and the mayor wrapping up a news conference downtown Milwaukee talking about the incident that occurred on Water Street late Saturday evening, basically trying to do some, I guess, damage control, if you will, trying to make sure that the message gets out that for a crowd this size, for the most part, things were relatively stable, except for that one incident that was captured on YouTube and basically went viral.
Want to mention really quickly, the chief said that there were like 25,000 people downtown and only 9 disorderly conduct arrests. So like you said, a little damage control, trying to re-emphasize the fact that it is safe downtown, and they're encouraging people to go downtown and celebrate events coming up like the Sweet 16.
Other news.